Okay, let's get to the punchline without further ado. Today's story is about a man who watched horror movies with his girlfriend before they got married, but he had to watch action movies alone after he got married. There are three main characters in today's story. The first one is Ali, the second is Adi, and the third is Amir. One day, Ali, Adi, and Amir met up with a few other old school friends. Over a dining table, several people were busy discussing the various changes that had occurred in them before and after marriage. Ali began his conversation. My fate is really unlucky. After marrying a wife, my life has become increasingly difficult and meaningless. Before I got married, my mother washed all my clothes, but since I got married, it's my turn to wash all my wife's clothes. Before I got married, if I came home a bit late, my mother would always actively ask me over the phone whether I would come home to eat or not. But since I got married, if I don't have time to come home to eat, my wife requires me to ask permission first. Hearing Ali's story, Adi shook his head and said, my fate is also not as good as it has gotten to where it is. Before I got married, I honestly admitted that I had dated twice before. At that time, my wife said that this was not a problem at all, but after we got married and I no longer brought up the issue, she often forced me to tell her in more detail. Before we got married, I played cards with my office friends, and I said that I was working overtime. My future wife always believed it. But after we got married, when I really needed to work overtime, my wife actually criticized me by saying that I was lying. Hearing their stories, Amir couldn't help but smile bitterly. He said, however, you are still much better than me. The bitterness I experienced is really hard for me to express in words. Hearing this, both Ali and Adi asked in unison, what kind of bitterness? Amir said, before getting married to build up her courage, I often took my future wife to watch horror films. But after getting married to protect my own safety, I often went to the cinema alone to watch kung fu films. After hearing this, everyone at the table couldn't help but burst into laughter. Okay, that's it for today's story. Now let's think about the topic that we should talk about. You know, just like our protagonist in the story, there are many men in this world who watch horror movies with their girlfriends before marriage. And once they get married, they tend to watch action movies alone because they don't want their wives to know how scared they are. So what kind of movies did you watch with your partner before you got married? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you find today's story interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.